Hello, and welcome to another episode of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. This episode, and probably the next one, I'm just going to deal with my current situation. As you can see, I have a whole different background because I'm not at that old place anymore. I've effectively moved all of my stuff out. A majority of my stuff is in storage, and I am staying with my sons. So, I finally got everything moved. Finally got myself out of a situation that didn't suit me, which I never realized it until, hindsight is 2020. You look back and you think, wow, that none of that suited me at all. I did plenty for them, but I really didn't get much in return. So for myself personally, emotionally, what my soul needs, it's been physically exhausting. I did most of the moving myself with my truck. I have a hernia and a surgically repaired spine, and it wasn't fun. I had to go up and down those stairs so many times. I've been in pain. I'm exhausted. I haven't shaved in days. I usually try to keep clean, but I've been so busy with moving my stuff and dealing with all of that I just haven't had a chance to do this. However, I did get my hair cut. Took off like 8 inches. So that's it's still long, but it's just at my shoulders, which is way better to take care of and much easier. It's starting to get a little annoying. But here we are. I do realize that moving a lot of this stuff myself. And when I say that, I don't mean to complain, but I also realize that there were plenty of times where I could have asked someone for help and I didn't. And I struggled and did a lot of this myself. And I could have asked for help and I didn't. And that's one thing that I'm still working on. It's it doesn't hurt to ask for help. It doesn't hurt at all. And there are plenty of people out there that are willing to help you. You just got to ask. Nobody's going to pay attention and watch what you're doing and expect that you're going to need help. Nobody's going to offer help. So, my boys did help me though. They helped me a lot. When it was crunch time, they stepped in, but I asked them, and I asked them nicely, and they said yes, which is I could have done it a lot sooner. And our cats, we have two cats here now. We have Zephyr, which is Samson's cat, and Elvira. But Elvira's not really adjusting all that well. Not yet, anyway. She's calming down, but as you can see, she kind of got spicy after I had to clean up a butt mess. I think that totally affected her digestive system, and she kind of had a runny poo, and I had to clean it. And when I did that, she got really, really angry, and she's been angry for a couple of days. But I did find some calming chews, and she's been relaxing, and we've kept them separated still, and we're hoping that she calms down, and they can just finally meet. He really wants to meet her, but she has no interest yet. But adjusting, there's tension. There was. First couple of days, moving stuff. Everything was in the way. I felt tension. I felt like I was blaming myself for it all. When we first got the cats together, Zephyr didn't want to be locked in the room and kept Samson awake, and I blamed that on myself. But I realized it's not my fault. Since then, we have come to a working agreement, things that just kind of work out for everyone. And it's been okay so far. Everyone's chill. But when things are out of order, just even a little bit, I feel it, and I feel it tremendously. I feel it like that giant weight, like a giant weight on my shoulders. It's it could be quite crushing, feeling wise at times. But I'm sorry, things do feel better here than they did over there. But I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back with a little more. This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Welcome back to This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Getting back to moving on. I kind of rushed into this episode as well, and I want to remind everyone that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, and I'm not a medical professional in any way. It's just been a while since I've made these videos, and I guess I kind of forgot my little format, so bear with me. I know you guys will. Excuse me. But getting back to this episode, and just the act of moving on. Moving on from a situation that just didn't work for me anymore. It did for a long time. It really did. It was a beneficial thing. They took care of me. I took care of them. We did our I did my job, and everything that needed to be done was done, and all that jazz. But it ran its course apparently, and now I'm away from that. And even though this is what I would consider a low point, no, not really. I think others might consider something like this a low point. I don't see it that way. I see it as just a new beginning, a new start, and a new start. You can only go up from the bottom. You can only go up, and that's it. You can only go up. All my things are in storage, and it's a difficult feeling to never really feel like I've ever had roots anywhere. Even when I was in my house in Hobart for 17 years, I never felt like it was home. I never felt like I was at home with my parents' house when I was a kid. I never felt like I was at home when I was married. And I never feel like anything is ever going to be uh, permanent, or at least long term. And that's rough. I've compared it to feeling like I am forever at somebody else's slumber party, except I never get to go home. The future is a little uncertain, but I do feel like there is a future. I'm not gonna let my past ways of thinking drag me down anymore, and I'm just gonna keep looking forward, looking up, looking for opportunities. I want to do things that I want to do. Not, I'm not gonna go find a job just because I need a job. I want to start looking into things that I want to do. I would like to go into voice acting. I feel like I have a pretty decent voice, and I could do different voices and different accents if I need to. I'm tired of compromising myself. I'm tired of giving so much and really getting nothing in return. And it's not anyone's fault, but when you give of yourself, you kind of want to get something back. I never really got any of that. Anxiety during this time, and this is let's say right after Christmas up till now, until maybe 3 days ago. Anxiety was almost killing me. I was having panic attacks. I was moving stuff until the darkness. I was getting rained and snowed on. I would work until my back would seize up, or the hernia would just really start hurting, and I just couldn't physically move anymore. I got bruises all over myself. And I guess I was just worried. I worried about getting out of there in time. I asked for maybe a day or two, but he had his reasons. I'm not going to get into it because quite petty, but he just kind of turned me down, and I ended up having to stay in there an extra day. Anyway, so my stuff had to stay in there an extra day anyway. I went the next day and got it all out, and I was done on the first. But you know, you give for so long to somebody, and then they want to get petty. It's okay. It's okay. I'm glad I'm away from this situation because you get away from this situation because it just doesn't work for you anymore. It didn't work for me anymore. Um, Certain people want to act a certain way, and that's fine. You're just not going to do that to me anymore. I'm not going to be around because I'm going to go find something that is right for me, and that wasn't. But I am going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with a little more. This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Hello and welcome back to This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. This episode is dealing with moving on and current situation in my life. Um, Looking back on just this recent excursion where I had to move all my stuff, I didn't ask for help, and I mentioned that already, and I moved a lot of stuff by myself. I never complained, but I never asked for help, and I should have, and I could have. But I look back, I look back on my young life. Anytime I needed help, anytime somebody would help me, but they would make sure that I owed them, and they would never let me forget that they helped me. They would make me feel guilty about it, even though there's no shame in asking for help. But they just wanted to act like, oh, you need help, and then you owe me, you owe me. Sorry about the voice. I don't like doing voices. But after so many years of that, asking family, and I'm not talking about everyone, but you ask for help, you ask for friends, they make you feel guilty. So I would rather suffer and do it myself than ask anyone and get rejected, or just made to feel guilty for asking and maybe receiving a little help. And like I said before, there are those that will help you. You just have to figure out who it is. And sometimes, that's just how it is. But now that everything's moved, now that everything's more or less settled, I can finally relax a little bit. Some of the anxieties calm down, some of it. But you just take it in stride. I still have anxiety. There were some things that I had to get taken care of. And for some reason, my brain makes me worry until it's taken care of. And then I did it and it's fine. But the anxiety will really kind of kick in at times like that. If you don't feel like you have everything where it needs to be, if you don't have your ducks in a row, then my brain tells me that everything is chaos. And that's exhausting. It really is. It's tiring to just worry and think about things and overthink about things all the time. Physically and emotionally exhausted. But I just want to, reiterate that I'm in a good place right now. Things aren't great, but they're not the worst. And they never really were, even though I thought they were, and they felt like they were. Things have a way of working out sometimes. Sometimes a situation seems bad, but it's not. And sometimes the situation feels like it's good and it's not. You know, past 6 years, I was okay. Things were okay. It wasn't until I wanted a little bit more and I was willing to do more. I was willing to do different things. I had talent to do other certain jobs, and I was always just turned down. I was made to feel like they told me I felt like I was entitled just because I worked there, that I was entitled to certain things. And I was just asking. And I wasn't asking for a lot, but they made me feel guilty. Just like, feeling when you feel guilty for wanting basic needs. I feel guilty for asking for that. I feel guilty for asking for air to breathe sometimes, you know? But I'm going to take a quick break and I will be back with the conclusion of this video of This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Welcome back to This is Rico trying to heal my inner child. Just want to close out this video. I don't have any more notes. I've gotten through all my notes. And just want to say that I feel hopeful for the future. Even though I don't know what it means or I don't know what the future has in store for me, I know that I'm going to control a little more of what it is that I do. Figure out what it is that I need as a person, what I need emotionally, what I need, I don't know, physically. But I'm in a good place. If this happened to me a year ago, I don't think I would be in this good place. But who knows? Had this happened to me a year ago, maybe I'd start doing these videos a year ago. I really can't say. But I didn't quite have the thinking that I do now. And that is quite something. There's so many times where I just wanted to give up. So many times where I just wanted to give up and I was still doing what I was doing. But I do know that every day for a little while towards the end, every single day I said to myself, I hate my life. I hate my life. And I look back on that and I didn't hate myself. I kind of was upset with myself for letting myself be in that situation for so long. And I hated the situation and I hated some of the things I did and I hated, quite honestly, some of the people. I can't help it. I can't get along with everybody. Not everyone can just get along with everybody. There's so many different personalities out there. You get along with some and you don't get along with others. And that's just how it is. I don't apologize for any of that. If I don't get along with somebody, that's how it goes. I'm no longer going to try to be a people pleaser and think about what would make them happy. Nah, I'm going to deal with me and I'm going to deal with myself and what makes me happy. I can only please one person a day. And today I choose me again. And what's quite interesting, after I got things moved, I go out to, take care of things. I go shopping and grab some things. And I get complimented on my style. which is kind of surprising. I'm not used to taking compliments, but I take them graciously. Um, but it made me realize that the more you just are yourself, your authentic self, I think people notice that. And the world needs authenticity. We don't have enough of that at all. We got a lot of fake people hiding behind masks, letting you think that this is who they are when behind the scenes they're somebody completely different. Quite honestly, always tell. People can always tell when you're not being authentic. They can tell. I faked my way through a lot of things, and I think everyone could tell when I was doing it. So it's just best to just be yourself and do what's right for you. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what's right for me. I'm going to keep plugging. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep moving up. And I'm going to keep on keeping on. I don't know how else to say it, but the horrors persist, but so do I. And with that, I'm going to conclude this video. I thank you for watching. I thank you for your support. I thank you for you being you. And I'll be back with another episode of This is Rico, trying to heal my inner child very soon. Thanks again, and I will see you soon.